So Midway has the option between HVARs and Tiny Tims. We're picking Tiny Tims by request. First two slots, just pick in the plain one. Slot 3, we're going to take additional torp speed. Don't care about the additional attack time. Don't care about secondaries. Additional health on the bombs because I find them to be the highlight of the US line. I'm going to take flight control mod for 2 additional planes as well as bonus regen. This is random, so there's a lot of AA. Having more planes means more interactions. And when it comes to the Midway, there are 3 options. The unique mod gives more speed to the bombers, more damage, which is nice. But in general, speed is going to be influence. Health is going to be resources. Speed might mean that you get across the map 5% faster to try to put out a fire. You might end up saving a teammate or doing something important. Versus maybe you save an additional plane per interaction because you have just enough health that an extra plane gets out. We're going to take the additional speed because the strike planes, the torps and the bombs are very slow for the US line. So that kind of compensates for that. For the commander, more, faster, healthier, base 9-point build for any CV in the game. Additional torpedo throughput. We're not full like damage side. I do have some fighter planes here in case we run across an FDR. That way we can trap his planes and kill them. And some engine boost. And not running any fighters. Hey Angelic Cypher, what is up, sir? Wow, it's already been about 2 hours. May I ask what you think is the best CV for the upcoming clan battle season? So if you go to the YouTube panel, or YouTube channel, and you look up Tier 6, it should pull up Tier 6 CVs described and ranked. That's where we're going to go through and talk about all the different CVs and what kind of their possibilities are. But in general, the 2 picks that will probably rise to the top are going to be either a Lowenhart, for its accuracy and ability to really rip into specific targets and threaten DDs, or the Ryujo because of its extremely low detection and ability to carve into cruisers with torpedoes. That would be my guess. Outside of that, if those get limited or banned, you might start seeing other CVs be looked at, but those are probably going to be the top 2 for the season. Going to start out rocket planes on the Midway. The rocket planes on the US line very fast, the strike planes very slow. So we're going to start our scout with this. When we are scouting with rocket planes, we're going to run the boost all the way to the bottom, and then we are not going to touch it to let it regen. Every time we hit the button and let go, there's about a half second before the regen starts up. So if we keep tapping the button, tap the button, tap the button, tap the button, we're throwing away seconds of regen over and over and over again. You started playing CV. Is it normal for you to lose reputation even though you're second on the team in a loss? Yes. People like to report CVs because that's just the fun of internet trolling. So it is what it is. So yes, that might happen. If he had enhanced reactions, those would have latched already, so we know he doesn't have an enhanced reaction CV. We do, however, so they ride on there real quick. Unfortunately, that means we don't get spotting off of that, but we could try to put some planes over on the side. Maybe we strike the Kremlin here. Or the Zao. Could we hit the Zao? Well, there's also a Petropavlovsk there, so that's going to be a thing. I think we strike the Kerr first and just call it a day. So I could have actually pre-dropped here, because I'm going to be YOLOing into a crowd. I think he's slowing down. Going to pop the engine boost so that we can cut through the AA and try to be on the other side of this. Turns out that lead was okay. GK was not moving very fast. 6 kilometer AA on the Montana. 6 kilometer on the Kerr first, so we don't have to worry about that. We can drop a fighter here. That's going to keep that stuff lit. And if we get our boost up, do we have the ability to strike in on one of these 2? Maybe. We probably lose 2 planes with the Montana and the Petro, but I might be able to get the shot off. Probably be about there. We'll see what happens. Gearing V Marceau, there's a Petro moving up, there's a Kleber in the middle, which I need to help with to try to save the Shimakaze. And I can continue to move up, because even though there's 2 battleships, we have an armored deck on the tier 10 CV, so as long as our deck is pointed toward the battleships, we shouldn't get hilariously dunked. But we do get to watch the Kleber kill our Shimakaze, who hasn't even shot him. He's just trying to line up torps. Do the torps hit? They do not. So that's sadness. Oh, wait, nope. He hit with one. Maybe with two. Let's pop the engine boost. Marceau's AA is off. Or sorry, Klebert's AA off. Maybe we get hits here? We do. That's gonna save Bravo. It could work on... it could try to work on the Kremlin, but he's gonna have a friend. Marceau had to bail. Gearing is in smoke. Right. Do I want to try to bomb the Petro? Not really. He's working on that stuff. Yoshino plus Montana is gonna hurt. Let's save up the engine boost. We'll go in on a strike on the Petro.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
Realistically, fuck, I don't... This is a no. I think he just popped defensive fire. We can see kind of the color of the tracers. So, I think we'll just say fuck it to that and come over and maybe we'll torp into the Petro's angle here. Still bow into that. Unlikely the Kremlin has a shot with the stuff in the way. We could try to torp this unless he gets really snuggled up on that island. But let's try to dislodge this Petro if we can. And hopefully our Marceau friend doesn't get dunked. They rammed? Oh, okay. That would make sense. You know fighters are favored to use to keep ships spotted, but there are any times you find interceptor beneficial. If you're trying to forcibly deplane, like an FDR or something, then sure. So these are ready now. If he touches the edge of this, they will latch, and he has circumvented it. I do have a heal consumable. 6.6, I think, on the Petro, although he's still fucking firing. Can we get a shot in on this? Kurfürst moving up. There we go. We have enough boost that we can try to run in on the Petro here. Start our attack. Probably 2, maybe 4 torps. Depends on how quickly he boosts. Oh, probably only 2. Nope, 4 torps into him. Not super special. If the Petro goes down, we could start working on the gearing, whose smoke will be down for about 20 more seconds. Gearing smoke lasts, and I think it cycles on about a 20-second cooldown between maybe 20-30 seconds. We could bomb the Kremlin, though. Depends on where the Holland is. Let's stay on this. We haven't finished working on these. These guys are, I don't know, hopefully able to do okay. Come on, guys.
All stations requesting fire support.
Cock block the Immelman bombs. He'll have to juke. He probably does okay. Sadly, because we did that. 5.8 on the gearing. We're gonna work on the curve first. We can probably bomb this guy twice. I think I want to get there faster than not. So we're gonna speed up here. We're gonna try to get multiple drops on the curve first, and I have an engine boost consumable that I think I'm gonna use. Because I don't want to give this guy forever and a day to try to respond. So pop the engine boost consumable. We're coming in. He's hard turning. We eat flak because yay. I don't think I get a second strike now because of that flak hit. But off angle a little because he's going to drift. That did not work out very well. Gearing probably lights up and shoots us because the gearing's been using AA all fucking game. Turns out he does not. Can we keep chasing the curve first? It's a little better of a drop. Still missed one. Curve first is running. Marceau's capping. Fighters latch to the Immelman. Does not. I guess it ran out. Maybe we work on the Montana Kremlin. And that's just going to ricochet off the deck. It does. So if he's wasting shots on me, that's okay. CV's hounding the Yamato. We can try to give him a fighter for that. Do we have a way in on the Montana or the Kremlin? I don't know. Well, there's a gearing. I guess we have to go for that now. I don't want to go for the gearing. I'd much rather go for a battleship that I know I can hurt. and I have to recall because of the fighter. Torps. Could torp the Colombo. GK's too far out. Let's move in closer, stay bow in. God, there's just stuff everywhere. Hey, nope, Marceau can't fight a gearing with no health.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
Marceau might have killed the fighter, though. Do we have a strike on something? Let's light the gearing. Gearing's AA might be on. Gearing A is
Concentrate
lit.
fire on the enemy warship.
Marceau might get him. We'll pop the engine boost. We'll try to work on the Montana here. Who is turning in. Pop the heel. Set the line. Probably get a lot off that. If we don't have a line on the Kremlin, we'll try to use the island for cover. Block the incoming AA. Did about 20k to a Montana. Do we have another way to drop? Not really. Embleman's going to come in and close arm the Colombo here. I don't have that. Let's go in with bombs. If the Montana goes down, we could work on the Kremlin. Montana's pretty low. Yamato might take that. We'll keep moving in. Unlikely Kurfürst gets a long-range dunk there. I think he's probably low enough that the Yoshino is continuing to zone him. Fighter's latch. Can you get the Montana? Save our boost here. Block Montana AA. Of course, we're also eating Kremlin AA. Come on, guys.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
There we go. It's a lot of time wasted. So there's another Montana behind that one. Probably go in on the Kremlin here. We have enough boost that we could probably make this happen. We'll take AA from that guy. Nice chunk out of the Kremlin. Good. We're gonna try and bomb and include the rear of the ship with in the reticle, trying to get some saturation hit, and it's just not going to be able to firm. We had to turn too much. Thankfully, there's just not enough A over here to bully us off, so we will get another drop in. How the fuck hard are you turning, dude? Are you gonna beach? What are you doing? Come on, planes. God, this is super sluggish. Alright, so we can torp a Kremlin. Should probably be okay. Holland's gonna be a problem. 50 seconds on a heel. Actually, should be rocketing this maybe? And then saving the planes for the heel, but I think I'll be able to make this work. Maybe not. I think he might be too close to the island for us to be able to torpedo here. Well, that'll finish him, but he's already dead.
Our team has taken the lead.
Okay. Let's get some information stuff there. Montana fighters for how long? I don't know. Could work on a Holland. This flank is broken now. Holland might kill our Yu Yang. GK does go down to the Yoshino. It would be nice to strike a Montana, especially if the Holland's not paying attention. And we might be able to do this from over the island. So that way we kind of block some of the AA. Maybe. I don't have more fighters. It's fairly close in terms of health. I don't think he dropped a fighter, because I would have seen it at this distance. Cool. We have some engine boost. We're working on the Montana. Holland is not helping right now. Not to say that he won't. Put the reticle kind of parallel with the ship. Could have actually put it a little further ahead. We curl in, we sight, drop off the rear guns. Please hit the tail. We missed with one of them. Trying to avoid the saturation effect. And maybe I run sight stab on the Midway. I don't think I do, but maybe I do. And this is going to be a shit drop. So my options were, I could try to come up from behind, but if... Wow, completely whiffed. That sucked. If I come up from behind, I'm chasing, which means I'm going to take longer in AA, which is going to be a problem because at that point I didn't have many planes left. Did we lose how much there? Alright, well, his AA is going to tell people where he is. Hopefully the Holland gets dunked by all this stuff. Holland gets dunked, and then we can go in and try to strike the Montana. We only get to shoot once, though, and then we'll have to recall. The Petro is actually a problem.
All stations, reporting the position of the strategic target.
That's not a great hit. I think we might get dunked by the Petropavlovsk here. Let's angle so that we can take damage. Zao goes down. Nice. That might hurt. Whiffed. Real problem's the Petro at the moment. That's probably gonna hurt. It did. We can torp the Petro though. We could torp the Montana. I'm gonna torp the Petro. I think that's the bigger threat. And I need to stop my CV hull from moving now. It's fine. If they're shooting us, they're not shooting them. I'm putting my health on the table. Intentionally. He might go down soon. Fuck. Not gonna get much out of that. Hopefully that ricochets. It does not. So why do I do that? Why do I pull fire? Because if they're shooting me, they're not shooting my teammates. And
Enemy cruiser foundered.
I want to make sure, like, people underestimate how amazing CV is and yada yada, whatever. Surface ships are what take map position, what hold map position, what make plays and possibilities. And at that point in the match, I mean, I can continue to farm damage, I guess, for a while, but, like, it wasn't necessary for the win. So maybe that?
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
3, 4, 5. A little more. Realistically, I threw away too much health, though, so I moved forward a little because I just wanted to, like, put the edge in here, but autopilot doesn't think like that. Autopilot has a little invisible dots basically around this island that it just pretends there's more island there. So instead of being able to, like, park right here, which would have been a nice spot to be in, it instead decided to, like, kind of probably re-angle and then come forward and stop here, which is obviously getting dunked by this shit. So I had to correct for that. I could have left the CV in this position, which would have made it safe. I still feel like I haven't thrown it away. Columbo's dead. That's a lot of torps. Yu Yang might get a double strike. We can shoot this real quick. Nah, he healed. Too bad.
Our victory is in sight.
Seems like really gutsy positioning there. What was your thinking behind that? So I kind of talked about the end reasoning there. But this flank was clean, right? This flank ended up being beaten back, broken back. The Grosser Kurfürst is running. There's a Yoshino that's harassing him. He's all the way down here. It's unlikely that a Grosser Kurfürst is going to take pot shots, you know, this extreme amount of distance away at a CV. So if they've got battleship, 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 whatever, then I'm angling the hull toward the battleship. So I'm angling against the long-range shell threat. Okay, well, they keep running, so I try to keep my CV about 1 grid square away from the front line. And ultimately, with this island blocking and this island, like, it just came into a point where I could position here and naturally brace against all the shit from the south. And we saw the Zao was chucking some HE shells that are going to shatter on the deck. Maybe they light a fire or something, but he does have to go through a minute damage con. Battleships could chuck some shells if they wanted to, but they chose to fire at other things. The thing that really got me killed is that I wanted to be here. I wanted to be just on the edge of the cap because nobody was fucking capping it for some reason. And instead it decided to keep on pushing out to this position. And it's like, I can't, it takes so long to reverse in this thing that it's just not even possible. So I slammed it full forward into a hard turn to try to angle to the incoming, which worked to a degree, but it died. So if I played that better, or if I more manually controlled it, I could have maybe gotten it to a position that was more, you know, a better position. Let's see. So if we could look at it like here, if I had the CV, where's this? If I had the CV right here, you know, we're capping. We have an armored deck to the stuff in the south, and there's no shells coming over from a crossfire, right? So that gets me very close to the action, which is nice, but it's also safe. The problem is that I drifted out into the open, and I'm like, ooh, there's a Petro over there. That's gonna hurt. So if we look over here, we can see just how badly he nailed us. Is it artillery? There we go. Petro, 41,000. So yeah, 2/3 of our health pool ripped apart by a Petro over the course of what, 2 salvos? I mean, that's pretty huge. So unfortunate, the positioning did not work out there. Oh, what is the score? I don't think I looked at that. 21, we did something, that's cool.